C-Mac is a 5'5" Crip who reps his set more than any Crip in history, probably. He's got a massive 5 tatted onto his face and shaved into the side of his head, and on the other side of his face is a large falcon in the shape of an F, apparently another logo representing a 5 or the 50s.
First, the falcon.
That's the 50s.
The 50s.
That we were the 50s.
Okay.
The F, the falcon.
Okay. I understood the 5. Okay, I like that. I like that.
55.
He's also got an enormous 5 tattooed onto his neck with 4 fingers.
And it's a 5 on my motherfucking neck with the 5 fingers. 5'5" Crip!
However, his most menacing tattoo isn't the teardrop, it's the massive one reading Hoover Killer slap bang in the middle of his forehead. A tattoo which C-Mac has described numerous times as self-explanatory.
Hoover Killer.
That's self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Oh,
C-Mac actually said that he has hated the Hoovers for obvious reasons long before getting the tattoo, but later explaining that it was actually the murder of one of his close friends from the 40s, which spurred him to hate the Hoovers so much that he decided to get Hoover Killer tatted right in the middle of his melon.
I got personal reasons, but I'm from a hood that we always hated them.
Okay.
So we always been back and forth with them. Before I had this tattoo cut a hood ass.
Yeah.
On hood, but I lost somebody very close, fired me elope.
Yeah.
Like a big brother fired me, hard hair from 40s, cut on hood.
So when you get a tattoo like that, it's not like, oh, my gang is supposed to hate this gang. It's a personal thing,
Yes,
and
no,
that's why you feel so strongly
hates
about
these motherfuckers.
Right.
But they took somebody close to me off of the Vernon and Western side that was like a big brother to me. A nigga was with him every fucking day. We would drink, we would talk. I go to prison, I get out of prison. I get a call
Cardi B?
the next day. I get a call the next day on neighborhood Crip and Cud dead.
Right. And that fucked you up.
Mentally.
But C-Mac's love for his native 55th Street goes far beyond the flesh and into his brain. He, like a lot of Crips, maintain that habit of replacing the letter B with C, regularly swapping phrases like Buster to Custer.
Custer and White is a real Custer.
As well as replacing the letter H in Hoovers, calling them Snoovers.
Snoovosexuals.
But beyond that, C-Mac appears to make the utmost effort to replace damn near any other number, or just even words that sound similar to numbers, with a 5. And honestly, it is genuinely impressive that C-Mac seemingly never fails to make this linguistic change perfectly.
When before I had this tattoo, somebody very close fired me elope.
Yeah.
Like a big brother fired me, hard hair from 40s, cut on hood. All gas, and that's what his 5 ever gonna see. You fired me? Let me go ahead and put some shit together. 5 much Popeye's chicken, huh? Say good morning, fight the fans on hood.
It's kind of a ridiculous habit, but the fact C-Mac seems to always manage to slip a 5 into damn near every sentence is nothing short of amazing. But C-Mac wasn't always like this, and in order to become the man we know him as 5-Day, C-Mac had to go through a lot of trials and tribulations. When C-Mac was younger, he got into a spot of trouble in LA as a child, briefly moving to Texas with his mother and her partner.
Let's say I was born out here. I stayed out here. As a kid, I got into some bubble, right? And then after that, look, my mama, she met a white man in Texas. Shout out my mama. We moved to Texas.
However, his mother would eventually get a new boyfriend who encouraged C-Mac to gain meaningful employment in the Job Corps, but in the end, C-Mac wasn't really feeling this and ultimately decided to go back to Los Angeles and spend some time staying with his auntie.
My mom and her boyfriend's shit didn't work out.
Right.
I went to school out there. I didn't graduate. I didn't do no productive shit. At the time, he's sick of the shit. He's like, well, go to Job Corps or do this. I'm like, fuck this shit. I call auntie and them in LA. Call them. I go out there. I go back to LA. I pack all my shit like I said.
Back in Los Angeles, C-Mac would actually move around quite a lot, initially spending time in Nipsey Hussle's old hood of Slauson.
I was on 59th and 8th Avenue by Crenshaw and Slauson by Nip's hood. I was in the Dorset Village with them niggas over there.
C-Mac would also be spending time on 45th and 58th Street with his family.
I was staying over there on 58th and Western in my apartments by the big lots. Then I stayed with my auntie on 45th and Western.
Yeah.
So, you know, stay all in that same type of area.
Yeah.
Oh, hood.
And in his All Urban Central interview, he explained that he used to live in the 60s before eventually moving to 55th Street.
I used to live in the 60s in the Dorset Village. I used to be over there with the 6-0s. Everybody over there know me.
In fact, while he was a teenager, before getting sucked into the gang life, C-Mac even spent a period of time with a legitimate job, working as a mechanic's assistant for a brief stint. This wouldn't last long, however, because even as a teenager, C-Mac's malt liquor addiction would unfortunately get the best of him.
I was over there on Slauson and 6th Ave. I was working with a man named Mark. We were doing mechanic work.
Right.
It just started, I don't know, just not going to work anymore. Started drinking Old English every day and just fucking up shit.
So eventually, C-Mac moved to 55th Street around age 19 and got put on. By which I mean officially becoming a 55th Street Crip after receiving a beatdown in an alley.
I came over here to the alley right there, got put on, and nigga was 19. I don't hood.
So putting on means being jumped into a gang, the practice of getting a beat down from other members to show your toughness. With C-Mac going on to explain in an Innovators interview that it was around 10 homies from 55th Street that put him on, the likes of Baby Snaps, Chicken Wing, Junie, Loco C, and others.
We went in the alley, Baby Snaps, had it ordered up, and I got put on.
Yeah.
On hood, it's about 10 homies that put me on hood. I mean, shit, 'cause I was hanging out with a nigga named Chicken Wing and Junie.
Yeah.
You fired me, and I knew a nigga named Loco C, an older nigga from 5'5". You fired me?
In fact, C-Mac would later go on to show many people the very alleyway where he got jumped into the 5'5" Crips after becoming a viral star.
55th Street right here. Home of the Rolling 50 neighborhood Crips on hood. This is the block right here. This is where I got put on at years back in the alley, right here. And you would get put on back here. You heard of a put on? That's how you get put on. Baby Snaps got me put on here years back.
But setting aside the fun, let me make it clear that gangbanging is nothing to be glamorized. And despite the community support that was found from joining a local gang, the reality is that joining gangs can bring a lot of negativity into your life and into your character. Ultimately, if you find yourself in a difficult area, plagued with a lot of problems, you'll often become the product of your environment, unfortunately being swayed to bring more negativity into the world. And even C-Mac himself said that when he joined the gang, he told his OG that he was there for pure destruction.
Baby Snaps asked me, he said, well, what do you want to do? Why do you want to gangbang? I said, I want to kill, destruct, and destroy. He said, I like that. And ever since then, it's been about programming and gangbanging.
But fortunately, despite the negativity and destruction going on where C-Mac came from, as his life went on, he would find opportunities away from gangbanging and taking the chance to bring about positivity in his community as a result of some very unexpected good fortune. So, from the age of 19, C-Mac would spend years bringing destruction to the streets of LA, going all gas, no brakes.
But my whole reason was gangbanging was kill, destruct, and destroy.
What do you mean by that?
Well, that's, oh, goddamn. I mean, it's common sense.
Right.
Our hood, it just means full gas. Gas. Gangbang the hardest you could go. That's it.
Now, a lot of the dirt that C-Mac did in the streets remains where it belongs, in the streets, not on the internet. However, some years later, after years of being hardened by the mean streets of 55th Street, C-Mac would accidentally become a viral star, very much not on purpose. Initially, he was writing music in between and during jail stints, after going inside for an undisclosed charge around 2017. Apparently using a lot of this time that he spent inside, writing songs and hooks from his bunk in Wayside Jail, now known as the Pitchers Detention Center.
2014 at Wayside, I wrote Nickel Bar. Me and T-Fly's song. I wrote the hook to that motherfucker.
In fact, while C-Mac was in jail, he claimed he was writing a whole bunch of music, to the point where apparently even his enemies were impressed.
So when you finally get your pen and your pad and you got a little chance, say, hey, look, let me go ahead and put some shit together. I'll put some shit together, and motherfuckers like, hey, I like this, C-Mac, I like that. Even the enemy's like, oh yeah, that's gonna make some money.
And apparently, whilst in jail with Lil Reese, not the one from Chicago, C-Mac would record a freestyle dissing famous female blood Cardi B, or Cardi C as he calls her, somehow being able to capture these hot bars whilst behind bars, with his Cardi C diss freestyle being recorded from the bunk of his cell and eventually going viral, landing him his first dose of internet attention.
Cardi B, you don't be in them streets. I'll bring you down to West or turn you to Cardi C.
C-Mac would get out in 2018 after spending around 10 months locked up, and after he got out, apparently he would lose one of his closest friends in the ongoing war between the neighborhood Crips and the Hoover criminals, with this war directly inspiring him to get that iconic Hoover killer head tattoo. Ironically, after getting a full head tattoo focused solely on death and destruction, C-Mac would then end up going viral for much more wholesome reasons, because he would begin to post to social media clips of his Crip cat Mackie, or Shantae, with C-Mac and his feline friend apparently sharing a love of Popeye's chicken that the internet just couldn't get enough of.
Hey, Shantae, you want some Popeye's chicken? I got some Popeye's chicken. I know you want some Popeye's chicken. Ha-ha! 5 much Popeye's chicken, huh? Get your motherfucking ass up off that floor. Shantae, get up off the floor, kid. Get off the floor. Why you laying like that? Get off the floor. A lot of Popeye's chicken? You love Popeye's chicken, don't you? One of my fans wanted me to shout out Tiny Spider, which is her cat. It's a gray cat. Shantae, say hi to Tiny Spider. And, on Fight CRIP, Shantae act right. Fuck all enemies and they dead homies. Fight CRIP, act right. All right, you turn it off.
Popeyes is fire, to be fair. Anyway, the earliest upload on C-Mac's YouTube channel is the August 2018 track Blue Rag.
I beat the pussy up, blue rag on my face. I got your bitch screaming my name.
Little did he know that soon the whole world would be screaming his name. And from here, he would continue to use his own YouTube channel to drop freestyles and communicate directly with his newfound fans.
C-Mac, Bubble Up BNT, Western Night Lights, Yellow Tape Productions. It gets tragic on the block, better keep that blower cocked. Shit don't stop, niggas get popped.
And beyond just music, he would also use his channel to showcase his intense prison-style workouts that would later be known as Program Time 5. However, one of C-Mac's biggest annoyances in life were women, or as he calls them, sitches. Now, I'm not quite sure if that's bitches with B changed to C, or just a shortening of situation. Hell, maybe it's both. Anywho, a post on his YouTube channel in October 2020, pondering why women always leave him even though he's a good man, would end up going viral.
I could never understand, kid. Why every since I would just leave me. I'm a good man. I'm a good man. They say I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm a good man. Fight CRIP. They just don't understand. 55th Street. They don't understand. Oh, sorry, Granny. I apologize, Granny. They just don't understand.
Now, not everybody took C-Mac seriously at this point. In fact, some people were even misreading his head tattoo as Kool-Aid Killer. But as time went on, more and more people would begin to take C-Mac seriously on social media, and at a certain point, his enormous personality couldn't be ignored anymore.